Welcome back, everybody. It's Jazz. You're listening to Giving Up the Ghost. This week is a very, very special and spooky episode. We were able to get out and we attended a full night paranormal investigation at the historic and very haunted Lower Fort Garry. It was such a thrill to get to go on a Square Pigs tour once again. It had been a long, long time, well overdue. And I promise you we're going to go more often. Our hostess with the Mostess was the charming, hilarious, knowledgeable Kristen. She's the same lady that we spoke with on Doors Open Tours, and we got to sneak in a little interview with her a couple weeks ago, or a couple months ago now, I guess. Anyway, she led our adventure, and as well as we said before, we'll say it again, I highly recommend Square Pig Tours. The best unknown secrets, or best maybe little known secrets in Winnipeg, you must go on one of their tours. So we got to check out, this is part one of our paranormal investigation at the Lower Fort Garry. We met a lady by the name of Gabrielle who told us some of her stories. And as well, we got to mingle a little bit, mostly just the guide rules on how Kristen's Square Pig tours go. So that's the first part. Enjoy. Again, thank you for joining us on this week's episodes. If you have any questions, concerns, or would love to contribute, please reach out to us. Show us the ghost love at givinguptheghostpodcast@gmail.com. And again, live every day like it's your last, but never, ever give up the ghost.
From 7 at night till 2 in the morning, and it was phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, what was your first name again?
Gabrielle.
Gabrielle. Hi.
Yeah.
I'm Jazz, by the way.
Hi, Jazz.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, it was great, and if you ever have a chance to go to Ninette and tour it, they have tours in the daytime, too.
I've been tempted to go. I know there's a lot of stigma with how the Aboriginals were treated and stuff, and I have a lot of Aboriginal friends, so I don't know. I'd probably have to just fly it by them, because I wouldn't want to disrespect anybody. And that's not the intention at all, you know. But I heard like everything was just left, right? Like everything is just the way it was when it was shut down.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's weird.
But
that's creepy in itself.
But there is somebody who owns it right now.
Right.
Although she's having trouble keeping it going because I don't think Manitoba will recognize it as a heritage site.
I think they kind of want to put it under the rug.
Yeah. So there's a lot of money, like fixing.
Oh, for sure.
It's falling apart, which is a real shame because it is a heritage site and it should be recognized as that.
It is on my scope. Like I've thought about it before because I've done a lot of research on just reading up on it. And, I mean, it's just so sad, but I mean, it affected not just Aboriginals. Like it affected a lot of people. Yeah. So I mean, it's just that's what they did at the time to deal with what they had. And you'll find that all over the world. There are sanitariums for people with teeth. So I mean, it's not unique.
No. Because I was just watching Kindred Spirits last night, and they were at Waverly Hills Sanatorium.
Yes,
right?
that's
and then
big.
there were thousands of people die, and all the experiments they did on people.
I've seen documentaries on that place.
It's crazy. Like they cut out ribs and took out pieces of lungs, and
I know.
The one was haunted.
Yeah, exactly. Like another one that was on our scope that we want to do more recent than none. I've been hearing stories about the Stony Mountain Penitentiary. But that's like a tight-lipped thing. You can't find research on it. Nobody's going to really come forward and put stuff on the internet for random stories, no matter how far you go digging, right? But I've heard some people come back to me with some stories, first-hand stories. So I'm hoping if we can get enough of that, I would like to do a deep dive and get that.
That would be
fun. For sure.
Do you think they'd let you in there?
Probably not. No.
That'd be cool, though.
But, I mean, we made great contacts with, the BERT. We've reported from the BERT. We've reported from the Belvedere Museum. We've actually, when you listen to our episodes, we've recorded some ghost voices on those episodes.
I was on a tour at Belvedere with Kristen on a different ghost tour. Yeah, it was really busy now.
Yeah, for sure. They're awesome there. And it's but it's good vibes there. You know what I'm saying? Like, as opposed to the jail. Yeah. That's not good vibes.
No.
Not at all.
I don't think so.
I mean, it doesn't bother me. I keep going back. You just got to come in with like an open mind and just whatever. But
everybody has a story to tell.
I think so. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Everybody does. Yeah, totally. Have you ever grown up in a haunted house or anything? Or?
Well, we grew up downtown Winnipeg back in the 60s, and the house that my mom and dad owned was a big 3-story and yeah, it was haunted.
It was, eh?
Yeah.
And you saw stuff and felt stuff?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. People, you would hear footsteps coming up the stairs at night, and the basement was super, super creepy because they had this, like, room at the very back. And we
like cold cellar.
Yeah. Nobody wanted to go back down there. And just this cold, like, wall hits you once. Yeah, my sister could tell me lots of stories about that place.
And how about shadows? Shadow people? Any shadow people?
I can't remember, to be honest, but I just know that it didn't feel good down there.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Well, if you ever have stories and want to get in touch with us, like, by all means, like, we're really easygoing. I mean, you know, like, we just want to hear more and, and share. You know, that's what we're all about. For sure. We call it sharing the ghost love is what we call it.
I like that.
It sounds kind of funky, but, you know, that's what we call it, sharing the ghost love. And we know everything about nothing and nothing about everything. So we invite people, if we're wrong, you tell us. We're that open, yeah.
I have to tell my sister to listen.
Oh, for sure. And we get about 100 to 200 downloads a week, so somebody's listening to us.
Yeah.
So we're pretty happy, but we're having fun. There's no money in podcasting.
No.
We're just, you know, see what happens. Like, we sell shirts, and possibly I'll put ads on my show at some point, but yeah.
I like your crystal.
My who?
Crystal.
Oh, yeah, that's selenite. It keeps away negativity. I have it all through my my office /recording where we record. Selenite, it wards away the negativity and it brings a good vibe. So,
I like it. It's really nice.
It was nice meeting you, Gabrielle. And we'll see you along the tour, I'm sure. You bet.
From Ottawa, and they came in especially to investigate Ninette. So, and you can go watch videos on their page too.
Oh, I'll pull that up. Thank you.
Phantoms of York. Yeah,
for sure. That'd be good.
They go to a lot of heritage sites.
I did have a friend who went last year on the tour, and he said it was creepy and sad, and it was very, very cool.
You have to remember the history behind it.
I know. I tend to feel empathy for, I shouldn't say spirits, but I when I go to certain places, I feel not a heaviness, but just I feel a certain amount of, if it was like a very sad place, or I just you get that feel, you know?
Well, he was saying that, you know, we travel a lot and we go to a lot of those places. A few years back we went to Hampton Court in England, right? And I was fine. I was having a great time. And we went into the chapel and I was there and I just started crying.
Oh, sure.
Like, bawling.
Oh, yeah, I get that.
And he came and goes, I don't know. And I was bawling my eyes out.
Yeah.
And I couldn't explain why. I was just overcome with sadness.
Yeah.
And so I said, I got to get out of here. And as soon as I left, I was fine.
And you know, like, I'm not religious by any means, maybe spiritual, and I find sometimes in some churches I do feel overwhelmed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all the time too.
I often cry in church.
Yeah.
That was really
just, I think it's the oppression and just when it's used as a tool, because it is to a certain degree used as a tool, and just the people that are befelled by it, right? Yeah.
So, welcome all. My name is Kristen. I'm the owner-operator of Square Peg Tours, and tonight's tour is called the Paranormal Investigation of the Lower Fort Garry National Historic Site venue thing. Okay. So I'm Kristen. This is my sidekick Kelly. She's with Winnipeg Paranormal Crew. Yeah. So I do public venues and sort of do it with the fun stuff with the public. She does more of the personal in your home, what's going on in your house. It's not a trouble for your children and causing trouble. So if you need any help in your homes, you can talk with Kelly after tonight's tour or contact me later on. Just by a show of hands, I've been on one of my 3-hour investigations before. Okay, you're almost half of it. Okay, very good, excellent. So, and you survived to tell the tale. That's good. So yeah, tonight it's going to be hot. So the number one thing is that if anybody starts to feel faint, if we can rule out the ghosts interacting with us, then, you know, either way, just make sure that you speak up if you're starting to feel a bit wonky or woozy, especially those that decide to come in blue jeans on a 30-degree day. The old fort does not have air conditioning, so just be aware. And there's no... The the big house if necessary. Okay. So if we needed to take a 5-minute break and grab some water or whatever, okay. Otherwise, all right. So I'm just going to go over a few things so everybody is aware of some of the things that may or may not happen. So during this tour, we'll be attempting to communicate with spirit, right? Me, the guide, will ask for their presence to step forward. I do not make or force spirit to interact with us any more than I forced any of you, except for her, to show up on tonight's tour. But basically, they come under their own free will. All right? So, and my opinion is that spirit dwells in places for a variety of reasons, not because they're just stuck here and they're just, creating havoc and this sort of thing. That they can be here in visitation, they may be here because they've chosen to stay, yada, yada, yada. For that kind of information and those explanations, I go into a lot of that detail on some of my other tours, but this is more about getting right into the meat and potatoes of the whole thing and trying to make contact. So just want to make sure people understand that one thing, though. I am not a medium. I'm also not a psychic. I have learned over the years, I've been doing this for 11 years, how to, I guess, the ghost speak, and with a lot of help from a former friend of mine, Donna Elliott. Some of you may remember her. She passed away a year ago. She was a medium extraordinaire, and she certainly has taught me a lot, and so have the spirits on the tours. So it's just basically practice and just often speaking to the same spirits at the same venues over and over again. So that's sort of a thing that I can offer you. When we're attempting to make contact, I will use a phrase, white light. White light is something that I compare to like your security system. A lot of TV shows don't use white light, some do. Basically, it's like you lock in the doors to your car, even though we're in the middle of nowhere. You probably did it just out of habit, or your homes. Because there's a small possibility your property might get vandalized while you're out. Okay, so it's the same idea. We only ask for spirit under white light to interact with us, and we also use the white light as a way to set up our security system. One of the number one questions I get when I do these types of events is, will spirit be coming home with me? Okay, this is not a pickup date for the dead. So if you're looking for that kind of fun, I don't know, go to a funeral or something. Meet your in-laws, I don't know. But basically, in my opinion, spirit have been dwelling or connected to a place or a thing for particular reasons, and they've been there for years, decades, maybe even centuries. So for them to suddenly abandon it and then to just jump ship and jump onto you to go home, you have to be pretty damn awesome for that to happen. No offense, all, but I've been doing this for 11 years and it's never happened. So, and I think part of it is with the white light rules of engagement, and spirit realized, we have this communication thing going on, but this is their place and we're here to visit them. Okay, so hopefully they won't be difficult, to get rid of, like your in-laws. Mother-in-laws are really a bit tough. So, yes, but I don't have mother-in-laws, so there we go. I'm just speaking from what I've heard. You got rid of that one, eh? That's a nice garden you have in the back, by the way. Yeah. So, now, it is okay to laugh on my tours. A lot of what I like to do is give people some stuff to laugh about. In my opinion, this is not all about doom and gloom. Spirit likes to have a good time as well, and if we're having fun, we're more relaxed. If we're more relaxed, spirit will have an easier chance, I think, in terms of trying to make contact with us. I will banter with them sometimes. I say sometimes really silly, odd things. Things, it's almost like a liability. I cannot be held accountable for what falls out of my mouth. There you go. So there's my little side note there for you. Because I've had some of the most funniest conversations with spirit on these tours. We even had one night a group of people, and I was walking around with the K2 meter and was getting a hit on certain people. And the one thing that they had in common was that they all had something to do with transportation. Bus drivers, ambulance drivers, like all these sort of things. It was totally weird. And yet they were all also triggering around the 5, 6 men in the group. And except for one guy, he got nothing. So I'm like, well, this is strange. I said, so the K2 meter's in my hand, and I said, oh, it must be, I said, so why would it not react